Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking the Los Angeles Angels. In 2024, the Angels will look to build a winning culture through new manager Ron Washington that has been missing for close to a decade now. As we all know, the first step is going to be to keep one of the best players of all time, Mike Trout, on the field for the majority of the year. Around Trout, the Angels have quietly replenished their roster with some young players, starting with catcher Logan O'Hoppe, shortstop Zach Neto, and first baseman Nolan Shanuel. The Angels seem to be all in on seeing this young core of players develop, as they've only added one offensive addition to the squad in Aaron Hicks. Another game changer that the Angels desperately need to figure out how to keep on the field is third baseman Anthony Rendon. And if you're trying to find a silver lining for losing the modern day Babe Ruth, maybe it's now there's going to be opportunity for other key players to get at bats in the DH role. On the pitching side, the Halos will look for young lefties Reed Detmers and Patrick Sandoval to take on bigger roles. In the bullpen, the Angels have added 5 relievers via the free agent market. The 2 main additions were adding hard-throwing right-hander Robert Stevenson, who is coming off a monster second half, and lefty Matt Moore, who was on the Angels roster in 2023 before being put on outright waivers for luxury tax purposes. In the ninth, the Angels are expected to give the ball to Carlos Estevez, who saved 31 games in his first year as a closer. Now, let's take a deeper look at the 2024 Angels. All right, guys, let's get into it. It's my Halos today. Blake, what do you got?
You're an Angels fan, wouldn't be able to tell by your gear you got on.
Yeah.
No, joke, all jokes aside, obviously, the glaring hole there is no Shohei Ohtani. But there's still a lot of good pieces in this lineup. Obviously, it's a younger core now, kind of a transitioning of the guard. Obviously, you still got Mike Trout. I like that the DH role is now not locked because Rendon's going to need DH days. Trout's going to need DH days. And now you can just kind of rotate guys in there to keep them on the field more. But yeah, this team's going to hit. His team's going to hit if they can stay healthy, and that's kind of all it comes down to with the Halos. That's been the thing that's kind of derailing their season. I mean, what are we going to get from Anthony Rendon this year? I mean, he says that he doesn't love baseball anymore. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. It'll be interesting. They could definitely add some more for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that quote is that's definitely out of context. I listened to
Yeah.
what you're referring to. He didn't say he loves baseball or doesn't love baseball. He just says he loves his family. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to bat for him too much, but
Yeah.
just want accurate stuff out there. But anyways, yeah, Rendon, obviously, last year, 183 plate appearances, 2 homers.
Yeah.
He's coming off hip, wrist. This past year, fractured his leg. I mean, you name it, he's had it. So, that DH role, like you said, it's gonna be open now.
Yep.
Obviously losing Shohei Ohtani, whenever you lose the best player in any sport, there's gonna be a hole there. But you have a lot of young guys, and you have the right manager, in my opinion,
Yeah.
to let those young guys go play hard, go play fast, and see what happens. So, do I think they're a playoff team this year based on paper? I don't. We'll get in the standings later, but I'm in that mindset. Obviously, I've been hurt for a while by this franchise. I'm in that mindset of like, I don't really have much expectation for this group, which is kind of nice in a way, like relieving, because I feel like every year you look at it, you're like, this team should be a playoff contender, when world wild card contender, you know. And this year, I'm like, I can't wait to watch Mike Trout hit some bombs.
Yep.
Brandon Drury was nice last year. And then I'm super excited of just like Logan O'Hoppe hit 14 homers and 199 plate appearances. He's gonna be a 20 plus homer guy out of the catching spot. Nolan Shanuel played like 23 games at the minor league level,
Yeah.
and now they have him batting eighth. He's gonna bat leadoff. He batted leadoff last year. He's gonna bat leadoff this year. So, and then you got Zach Neto. They got the 3 young, the future of this organization. They have him right there at the bottom, and I'm just super excited. That's their 23 stats. Let's see what they got for 24 projections.
Well, I just think like even a guy like Mickey Moniak finally got a chance to play and finally was healthy with the Halos. Like I think he had 14 home runs. He's projected to hit 19 this year. So,
Yeah.
this team's gonna hit a lot of homers. Like I said, if they can stay healthy, um, obviously the pitching is a little weak right now. Like you got to add something there. But
Yeah.
I mean, the lineup's deep. Like it's pretty deep lineup if they can stay healthy for sure.
Yeah. And go into the pitch. I mean, the bench right here, I think it's a little off-putting too. Theis, yeah, will probably be the backup catcher. They did sign a bunch of catching depth though, like Francisco Mejia, and they brought back Chad Wallach, and like, yeah, those names aren't like big names, but they do have the catching depth there.
Yep.
Stefanik, I don't see him making the roster, to be honest with you. Um, he has one option left, and I think they're going to use that. I see them probably adding, and we'll get to the free agent tracker in a second. Infielder Joe Adell has to make the roster. He has no options left,
Mm-hmm.
and they sign Aaron Hicks, so that's kind of like
The
I
writing's kind
don't.
of on the wall for old Joe Adell. Like it's
Yeah,
either you have a
so
good spring and you make the team, or he either gets traded. Like it's like
yeah,
he's been
obviously that's bearing everybody's healthy
right,
out of spring too,
right.
right? Like there's things are gonna happen where it opens up like opportunity, but right now it's kind of just weird. They got five outfielders, and it's kind of strange to me. But go back to that pitching. You got Detmers at the top. Obviously, he's 24. Canning had a decent last year. I'll pull it up here. Canning with the 4.32, but he had 22 starts. He didn't start the year in the rotation. Had a little bit setback in the beginning of the year and then progressed.
Mm-hmm.
Sandoval needs to be better. Just
Oh yeah.
he needs to be better. He was good in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
23 was hit or miss. Tyler Anderson had a tough year.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then Chase Silseth had a really good year. He had only 8 starts, but he was good out of the pen. He was good in a starting role. To me, he's the guy that should get the opportunity there. And if you go to the bullpen, this is all they've added. They added
Oh yeah.
Stevenson. They
Yeah.
brought back Moore. Soriano, I do think will make the bullpen. They brought back Luis Garcia. He was on the Padres. Now he's back. Adam Simber, side armor. Jose Cisnero. This is a completely new bullpen. They have Jose Suarez in that long relief role. Now this is where I'm at. He has no options left. Another guy, same thing with Adell,
Mm-hmm.
could be out. Because if you add a starting pitcher, you can add Silseth to
To the
that
pen.
long relief.
Yeah.
Another guy that we have not talked about is Ben Joyce.
Right. The
How is
100,
Ben Joyce
102.
not going to make this bullpen?
Right. Obviously coming off a little bit of injury, kind of lost feeling with his nerves in his hand, right? Last year.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I could try to see quickly
Oh,
here.
he got
It's only
Bachman
got
too. Oh, he just got surgery. Never mind.
Bachman.
Yeah.
They just came out and said that it's going to be about mid-year, and they actually want to stretch him back out. He had a
Yeah.
good year last year too, out of the pen.
Yeah.
Tejada, he's coming off TJ. That was early in the year last year. He's going to be back middle of the year this year as well.
No
The
options again.
bullpen's a little deeper.
Oh yeah.
2023 stats, you see it. Estevez was good other than the second half. Then you have Stevenson, you got Moore, you got Soriano. Then bottom down here, you got Luis Garcia. Simber coming off a bad year with the Jays, only 20 innings pitched,
Yeah. He didn't pitch.
but he was
He got
good.
yeah, he
Let's go 22, 2.80.
yeah.
Okay,
And 70
so
innings, like he was it felt like every other game that guy was pitching.
yeah. So all in all, let's go to the free agent tracker and bust this thing out. Before we do that, sorry, payroll
Yeah.
sits in about 173. We go down here, kind of gives you another rough number, 188. So we got about 50 million to play with here.
Yep.
Artie Moreno just came out this week, said it's going to be a lower payroll. What does that mean? I still think they got about 10 to 15 to spend.
Right.
Okay. What that said, 10 to 15 to spend, that isn't going to get you Bellinger.
No.
That's not going to get you Snell, and it's probably not going to get you Montgomery.
No.
What it might be able to do, and if you want to log jam the DH again, you can go get JD Martinez to put in that 4 hole.
Right.
Do I love the move for the health reasons of
No.
the Angels? No. Do I love the move for lengthening this lineup and putting production in it? Yes.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of take your pick there. Michael Lorenzen, I feel like I've brought him up on every team outlook. This is like the guy that you want to stick in the back of your rotation right now. A 3, 4, 5 type guy. I can see, I can see, Hyunjin Ryu
hmm
potentially. They have him at $10 million. I just like you're gonna have 4 lefties in your rotation if you go that route.
Right.
I don't know what one other team in the MLB with 4 lefties, but even if you got Montgomery or Snell,
I
you're still gonna have 4 lefties in that rotation.
I think they should go and get Montgomery. Like I don't
Yeah,
think they would splurge on Blake Snell. The reported number that he wants is I think it's a little too high.
yeah,
But like I think Montgomery's kind of in that range where like I think you'd be comfortable doing that. But and that just lengthens obviously the lefty problem that you were talking about. I don't know if that's an issue or not, but
yeah.
that would be a really good fit. Montgomery's a really good fit for a lot of teams.
I mean, you dabble Mike Clevenger out there too. I mean, that's another righty that maybe you can add in the back. He probably could be a 4 right now,
Yeah.
if I had to guess. So, I mean, there are arms there. Brandon Woodruff, I'd love just for next year, but
EJ. Yeah.
um, yeah. And then if we come over, they need an infielder. Like I said, um, I don't see, I don't see, I don't see Stefanik making the
No.
team. So, uh, your choices. Elvis Andrus has ties with Ron Washington from Texas.
Yep.
I can see it as a bench piece. Do I love it? Whatever. Brandon Crawford can play some short. He can play some short. Right now, your backup shortstop is essentially Renhefo or a young player in like Kyron
Or you
Paris.
can bring back a guy like Gio Urshela too.
Gio Urshela is a really good fit.
Yeah.
He's not going to play shortstop, but he could play third base and first base.
Right.
But I feel like Drury's going to play more first base.
Right.
Especially if they were to go get a guy like Tim Anderson.
Yeah.
Um, let's
Where
see
you,
if I can
oh, there
find
he
him there.
is. Yeah, there he is. Down. Under Crone.
Yeah,
There you go.
Tim Anderson they have at $8 million. Angels got
That's a
eight.
bargain if he goes for 8 mil. Like honestly, if he was gonna sign for 8 mil, I feel like he would already be signed.
I think it's the perfect fit. I mean, he could play second, he could play short. Drury could play second, he could play first. Renhevo could play second, short, third. I think Anderson's the right fit
Yeah.
because he was a batting champion 2 years ago. Like you're not just gonna lose that hit tool overnight. He
Yeah.
was injured last year. He's only 31. It doesn't have to be just a 1 year thing. He's not going to be your shortstop. Neto's the shortstop.
Yeah.
He's going to be your second baseman. You sign him to a 2 year deal. Drury's a free agent at the end of this year,
hmm
right? If we go back to that payroll, right? Drury's a
A
free agent at
lot
the
of
end of
free
this
agents
year.
next year.
Look, they signed Drury to 8.5. It's
Yeah.
just the same deal for Tim Anderson, and now you're
Yeah.
going, hey, you got 24 and 25, and now the next guy or whatever they wanted to do there. But
Yeah.
um, all in all, they need an infielder. They need a starting pitcher. Outfield, just let it rock, whatever. Um,
Let's go look at the standings where they're projected here.
yeah. They're projected to be fourth place. No shocker there.
No.
Um, Astros will probably win the division. I agree with that.
Yep. I
Mariners
would
and
probably have the
Rangers.
Rangers ahead of the Mariners, to be honest.
Yeah. Mariners and Rangers are, I mean, I don't know. It's a coin flip. Mariners were in the playoffs 2 years ago. They didn't make it last year. They barely missed. And
Yeah.
then the Rangers World Series hangover plus DeGrom, Scherzer, Mahle are all hurt. So the starting pitching is going to be thin to start the year. And the Angels are just young. They got to go. They just got to go turn some heads.
You gotta
So
grind. You gotta grind and hopefully that couple guys could break out.
yeah,
I really like Shanuel. He's a toolsy hitter. He hit in college. He's hit at the majors. What did he? Well, he had a quite a big on base streak to start his career, right?
Yeah, he got on base every single game.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a guy you want at the top of your lineup for Mike Trout and Rendon, right? Kind of set the table.
Hmm.
What do you think, just to tie a bow on the Ron Washington stuff here, what do you think like his biggest goals are coming in? Like, do you think it's what do you think the identity is for a Ron Washington team?
I think the obviously the bar is going to be to try to make the playoffs, and I think that um his coaching staff that he brought in, some of it's from Atlanta, from elsewhere, but I just think that he believes that if he can get everybody to believe that they can make the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's what I think. And honestly, he's got it kind of feels nice to have the young guys of just like the we're gonna prove you wrong type deal,
right. Kind
right?
of some
Because
swagger. Yeah,
that's not what the Angels have been the
yeah,
past 10 years. They've had older guys, Upton and Pujols,
yeah,
go back, Josh Hamilton, Vernon Wells.
yeah,
Like I love Torrey, but I was a vet guy. Like Jared Weaver was a vet, CJ Wilson. Like it was always vets. Like they haven't been youthful in a long time.
yeah.
So it's really interesting to see them in this youth wave that we haven't seen. And I can't even tell you the last time that I've seen this much youth on the Angels,
Yeah. No,
pitching
I
staff and offensively.
right. No, I totally agree. It was definitely long overdue to kind of change the guard, some youth movement. I love Ron Washington. I'm so happy that he is back as a manager again. Obviously, he was a third base coach in Atlanta for a while, but yeah, it's exciting time to be an Angels fan. I love the youth for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens this year, and hopefully they turn some heads, but I guess time will tell. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening to my rant on the Angels, and we'll see you on the next one.